Hello student, myself Professor Rushali Tapde from ICEEM Engineering College. I am teaching you the data structure subject. In that our first chapter is Introduction to Data Structure. In this video we will discuss about what is a data structure. But before knowing what is a data structure, first we discuss about what is a data, what are the different types of data. Then we discuss about what is a data structure, that means how to structurize the data, or how the data is get structurized. Then we discuss about the need of data structure. After that we discuss about the advantages of data structure, and lastly we see the classification of data structure, that is the different types of data structure. Now, what is the data? Data is nothing but a collection of number, alphabets and symbol which are combined to represent the information. Data is nothing but a information which is a combination of numbers, alphabet and symbol. For example, information of a person is nothing but the data that is related to that person, that is the name of person, his address, his phone number, his age, his gender. All this information regarding the person you can say is that person data. Now, data can be of two types. It may be the atomic data or it may be the composite data. Now, what do you mean by the atomic data? Atomic data is a data which cannot be divided further. That means it is a non-decomposable entity. For example, an integer number 523, integer number 523 which cannot be divided further. How 523 cannot be divided further? If we divide the 523, then we will get the three digits. One is a 5, another is a 2, another is a 3. But the meaning of that data is get changed, because we are dividing 523 into the three digits. One is a 5, another is a 2 and another is a 3. But our integer number is 523. So its meaning is get changed after dividing that number. So the atomic data is a data which cannot be divided further, and if we divide that data, its meaning is get changed. At that time it is not a atomic data. I hope you understood what is atomic data. Atomic data is a data which cannot be divided further. Next is the composite data. Composite data is a data which can be divided further without changing its meaning, and it is simply a collection of several atomic data. Composite data is a data which we can divide further, but while dividing, the meaning of the original data is not changed, because the original data is a combination of different atomic data. So obviously if we divide that atomic data into the different data, its meaning is not changed. Here I am giving you an example, showing you one example, that is a birth date. If the person birth date is 15th March 1984, in that case if we divide this data into the three parts, one is a 15, that is a day, another is a 3, that is a month March, and next is the 1984, that is a year. So if we divide this data into the day, month, year, then also the meaning of the data is not changed, because the day is a 15, month is a 3 and year is a 1984, which is represented by the single composite data. So we can divide this data into the three different parts and without changing its meaning. So it is called as a composite data. So atomic data is a data which cannot be divided further, whereas composite data is nothing but a collection of atomic data which can be divided further. Now, what is the data types, or which are the different types of data available? Data type is a term which refer which kind of data your variable may be hold in a programming language. In our programs we are using different types of variable like integer, character, float. So which type of data our variable hold, that is called as the data type. Whether our variable holds the number, then we can say it is a numerical data type, that is a integer. Whether it holds the different characters, then it is a character data type. So the data type is a term which shows which type of data your variable holds, that is called as a data type. Now, these are the different data types available in the C programming. The first one is a void. Void is a data type which is related to the function. If our function is not returning anything at that time, the return type of function is a void. Next is the primary or built-in data type. There are four primary data types. First one is the integer, second one is the float, third one is the character, and last one is the pointer. These are the primary data types. Integer belongs to the numerical data types, float belongs to the floating values data, whereas character data type represent the collection of character or string data type. Pointer represent the address of the your variable or data. Then next is the user defined data type. There are two user defined data types, type def and enumerator. Next is the derived data type. There are three derived data types, array, structure and union. Now what is this derived data type? This is called derived data type because such a type of data is derived from another one. Means if you want to say array, if you want to declare the array, how you will declare the array? Integer a of 2 or a of 5. But for declaring a of 2, that means which type of value your array hold. If it holds the numbers, then you are saying integer. That means you require to represent which type of information is held by your array. You require the built-in data type. That means your data type, this array data type is derived from the built-in data types. That's why they are called as the derived data types. Array, structure, union, all these are the derived data types. Here I am showing you one table which represent the different bytes that are used by the different types of data. Character required 1 byte, integer required 2 bytes, long integer has the 4 bytes, float again has the 4 bytes, double required 8 bytes, and long double again 8 bytes. These many bytes are given to the particular type of data. Now, after knowing what is the data, what are the different data types are available, now we can move further to know what is the data structure. The word itself says that structurizing the data, that means organizing the data is nothing but a data structure. But while organizing the data, it will not consider what is the data, but it also consider what is the relationship among the data so that it can properly organize that data. So, data structure is a way of organizing the data which consider not only the data that is stored but also the relationship among this data. It is a data object which contains other data object as its element or component. That means the component of a data structure may be elementary or it may be another data structure, which means that a component or element of your data structure may be any value or it may be the another data structure. For example, a component of array, or we can say element of an array, may be a number or it may be the another array. So it is possible that a component of data structure may be the elementary data or it may be the another data structure. Now next is about what is the need of data structure, and very much important thing about the data structure that we require the data structure for properly organization of data. For each data item, there are number of operations that can be performed on the data, and if our data is properly organized in a structured manner, so it is easy for us to perform different operations on that data in a easier way. For example, if we take the real life example, suppose inside your room, study room, if you are not organized your books properly in your bookshelf, what happens in a next day? On a next day, if you want to go to the college, then you need to search where is your book. If you have a lecture of data structure and you are not finding the book of the data structure, you are searching for here and there where is that data structure book is kept, because you are not keeping it properly in a bookshelf. So you require more time for searching that data, as well as your room is not look proper. It everywhere the books are spread. So if you are organize your bookshelf properly, in that case you will find your book whichever you want in a fast, as well as your room is look very beautiful, or you can say neat and clean. So this is regarding about the data structure also. If we organize our data in a memory in a proper manner or in a structural manner, so that the different whatever the data we want for performing the different operation, we will get that data in a faster manner, as well as we are organizing that data in a memory properly, so the space required by that data is also properly organized. So, and this is the basic need of the data structure. Main objective of your data structure is that manage the time complexity as well as the space complexity. And how it will be managed, the time complexity and space complexity, by organizing the data properly inside the memory, by structurizing the data properly inside the memory, so that whenever you want to perform different operations on that data, you can perform easily, that means fastly, so that your time is managed, as well as all the data are connected which are related to each other, they are properly organized inside the memory. So space is also occupied by data, that data is properly. So in this way you can also manage the space complexity. So this is the main objective behind the data structure subject, to organize time complexity as well as the manage the space complexity. Next is, what are the advantages of data structure? These are the advantages of data structure. First one is called as the encapsulation. We know about the capsule. If you can be see medicine, inside the medicine there may be the capsule, in that capsule there is a medicine. Similar way, what is the encapsulation? Encapsulation is nothing but a data and operations which are performed on that data, they are wrapped inside a single unit, like a medicine which are wrapped inside that capsule. The similar way, data and operations which are performed on that data, they are embedded in a single unit, that is called as the encapsulation. Then next advantage of data structure is hiding representation details. Then third one is that information hiding. Representation hiding means how that data is get represented, way of representation, whereas information hiding means how that data is stored. Next is that easy access and manipulation. As before I said, if your data is properly managed or organized, then data structure stores the related data in a required format, so that the accessing as well as the manipulation of that data is easier as compared to unstructured data. That means if your data is not properly managed, then it is difficult to perform different operations on that data, as well as it take more times. But if your data is properly organized, then it is easy to perform different operations on that data in a faster manner. Next is the classification of the data structure. What are the different types of data structure? Data structure is primarily divided into two types. The first one is called primitive data structure, and second one is called as the non-primitive data structure. There are two types of data structure, primitive data structure and non-primitive data structure. Here I am showing you a diagram about the classification of data structure, in which data structure get classified into the primitive and non-primitive one. Now the primitive data structure again get classified into the four types, that is called as the integer, character, float and pointer. That is, primitive data structure is nothing but a built-in data type, whereas non-primitive data structures are classified into array, list and files. Again these lists are classified into the linear list and non-linear list, whereas linear list again classified into the two types, stack and queue, whereas non-linear is classified into the graph and tree. We see each and every type one by one. Now, what is a primitive data structure? Primitive data structure is the basic data structure which are directly operatable by machine instruction. That means which are when there is no need to convert that data into the another format. They are directly operatable by the machine instruction. They are a built-in data type, and the example of the primitive data structures are integer, float, character, pointer. These all are the primitive data structure, and these have the different internal representation on a different machine. Always remember, primitive data structure have different internal representation on a different machines, whereas second types of data structure is a non-primitive data structure. Non-primitive data structure is a data structure which is derived from primitive data structure. Example of non-primitive data structures are array, list, files. As I say, derived data type, array is derived from the built-in data type to represent which type of information that is held by that array. Similarly, non-primitive data structure are the data structure which are derived from the primitive data structure, and these are the array, list and files. Now, this non-primitive data structure emphasis on structurizing of group of similar or different data items. Now, there are different types of non-primitive data structures in a list. We can say array, list as well as the files. These are the example of non-primitive data structure. In that, the list is get divided into the two types. The first type is the linear data structure, and second type is the non-linear data structure. Now, what do you mean by the linear data structure? If the elements form a sequence, then it is called as a linear data structure. If element form the sequence, then it is called as a linear data structure. That means one after another, the elements are stored in a memory one after another, then they are called as the linear data structure. And example of the linear data structures are array, stack, queue. These are the example of linear data structure. Whereas non-linear data structures are, what is the non-linear data structure? If element does not form the sequence, then it is called as a non-linear data structure. What are the that means if elements are not stored in a consecutive memory, that is one after another in a memory, then this type of data is called as a non-linear data. And how to structurize this non-linear data? The example for non-linear data structure are the tree and graph. If you we can say a real-time tree. In the real tree, the leaves are anywhere, they are not in a sequence. One branch is up, one branch is below, so the data can be stored anywhere inside your memory, and whenever you want to access that data, each data is linked with each other. When you access the first, the automatically next data is get accessed because of the linked list. In case of linked list, there is another data structure that is called as the linked list, but we can say in a representation manner, the linked list is a linear data structure, because when we access the linked list, we can access one after another node. So the representation of the linked list is a linear, but while storing inside the memory, the linked list is a non-linear, because they are stored at a different address. Wherever that much memory is available for that node is stored in that memory space. So for the in storage purpose, the linked list is the non-linear, whereas for representing the linked list, it is a linear one. So these are the types of non-primitive data structure, that is a array, list and files. Inside that list, you have again two types of data structure. One is a linear, another one is a non-linear. Linear means if element forms sequence, it is called as a linear, and non-linear means if element does not form the sequence, then it is called as a non-linear data structure. I hope you will understood what is the data structure and what are the different types of data structure. So in this video, we will cover what is the data structure. That means before the data structure, we see what is the data, what are the different types of data, what is the atomic data, what is the composite data, then what is the data structure, that means how to structurize the data, what are the main objective of data structure. Always remember there are two main objective of your data structure. One is the time complexity, another is the space complexity, and these are the two main objective of the data structure. Then we discuss about what is the need of data structure, why we need to organize this data, why we need to structurize the data. Then we see what are the different advantages of the data structure, and after that we have seen that what are the different types of data structure, that is the primitives data structure, non-primitive data structure, what are the different types of primitive data structure, what are the different types of non-primitive data structure, why they are called as the derived from the primitive ones. Then what are the different types of list, there are two types of list, one is the linear list, another is the non-linear list. Then what is the linear list, what is the non-linear list, then what are the different examples of the linear list, and what are the different examples of the non-linear list. So I hope you will understood in today's lecture about the data structure, the basic information regarding the data structure and the classification of the data structure. In the next video we will discuss about abstract data type. Thank you. Stay healthy, stay home.